Since the dawn of history, tales of mysterious beasts have captured our imagination. Like Kraken, Kappa, and Ara, some shrugged them off as pure fantasy. Others swear they're echoes of a lost world. But here's the twist. Parts of those legends were real. Today, we're heading straight to the border of myth and fossil, where truth is often stranger than fiction. And nothing proves that better than the Kraken. In the Norse myths, sailors whispered about a nightmare lurking beneath the ocean. They called it the Kraken. Kraken, a mythical sea monster, colossal in size with tentacles that seemed endless, ready to wrap around entire warships and drag them into the depths. Hard to believe. Then meet Tusotus, a real giant squid that ruled Earth's oceans 90 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. It's over 10 meters long, 5 times the length of a typical modern crocodile, okay? Unlike today's squids that prefer to stay hidden, Tusotus ruled the prehistoric oceans, even clashing with apex predators like the Mosasaurus. Although its soft body didn't fossilize completely, traces of it have been found inside the fossilized remains of predators, including dried ink stains and fragments of its hard internal shell. Proof that this creature existed and was so huge, even predators couldn't swallow it whole. The ocean had its monster. But what about the mountains? High above the clouds, in the frozen silence of the Himalayas. People whisper about a towering fur-covered figure walking on 2 legs. They call it the Yeti. In 1951, strange footprints were found near Everest. But later, analysis suggested they may have simply belonged to the Asiatic black bear Ursus tibetanis. And across the ocean in the deep forests of North America, people call it Bai. Another name, Bigfoot. In 1967, a famous video seemed to capture Bigfoot crossing a shallow stream. But most scientists now believe it was just a hoax. You are fake news. But what if? Every legend starts with a grain of truth. Around 3.7 million years ago in East Africa, there lived a creature that matches the myth in eerie detail. It was Australopithecus afarensis. Just 1 to 1.2 meters tall, with long arms, a stooped posture, and an ape-like face. Its brain was tiny, only 400 to 500 cubic centimeters, about a third the size of ours. And in 1976, in Lodi, Tanzania, scientists uncovered a 27-meter-long trail of fossilized footprints left by a group of Australopithecus afarensis as they crossed a layer of volcanic ash. Step by step, the prints marched forward, looking no different from the Yeti tracks we see in legends. Music? Not all monsters leave footprints. Some leave echoes. In 1997, a strange sound was captured deep beneath the Pacific. It was massive, powerful, so loud it traveled across thousands of kilometers. They called it Bloop, and people went wild because no known animal could, unless it was hundreds of times larger than a blue whale. Was there something down there? Something ancient and alive. Some imagined a deep-sea leviathan hiding in the cold, black trenches of the ocean. Eventually, scientists offered a more grounded answer. it was likely the sound of ice breaking in Antarctica. But here's the twist. A creature just like Bloop once ruled the seas. Its name was Leedsichthys, the largest fish ever to swim Earth's oceans. It lived over 160 million years ago. It stretched up to 16 meters long, weighed over 20 tons, and had nearly 40,000 tiny teeth. Not for biting, but for filtering plankton. It didn't hunt, but its sheer size alone was enough too. Make anyone think this has to be a sea monster? Not every monster hides in the ocean or the forest. Some come from rivers, and one of them was the Kappa. It's one of Japan's most celebrated and feared yokai. It's an amphibious humanoid figure with a turtle shell, a sharp beak, scaly skin, webbed hands, and a water-filled cavity on its head known as the Sera, which must stay full to preserve its strength and powers. It lives in lakes, streams, and swamps. Kappas are infamous for their strange behavior, from playful pranks to darker deeds. Nay, they're known for dragging animals and people into the water, and even kidnapping children. Of course, the Kappa is a creature of myth, but like many legends, it may have been inspired by something real. Over 80 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, there lived a creature that matches the myth almost perfectly. Its name was Archelon, the largest sea turtle ever discovered. It stretched over 4.5 meters long, with a shell as wide as a car and a hooked beak strong enough to crush crabs, clams, and even giant squid. Although it wasn't a fierce predator like a shark, with a beak like a raptor's and a body the size of a small boat, its appearance alone could terrify anyone. Fossils of Archelon have been found in North America. But imagine if one had drifted across the ocean and washed ashore in ancient Japan. It's not hard to believe that such a sight could have sparked the legend of the Kappa, a white elephant with 4 tusks flying through clouds and summoning thunder. In Hindu myth, it has a name, Airavata, the sacred sky elephant and loyal mount of Indra, king of the gods. It was said to be born from the ocean of milk, a mythical sea where gods and demons churned the waters in search of Amrita, the nectar of immortality. From those divine waves, sacred beings emerged, and Airavata was among the first. Airavata is not only a symbol of divine authority, but also a symbol of rain, power, and wisdom. But strangely enough, millions of years ago, a 4-tusked elephant actually once walked the earth. It was called the Gomphothere, a distant cousin of today's elephants. Standing over 3.5 meters tall, weighing 5 tons, and armed with 2 pairs of tusks. One pair curved upwards like modern elephants. The other pair pointed downwards, shaped like giant shovels used to dig up roots and soft plants. They weren't just tools, they were weapons, too. Despite their fearsome appearance, Gomphers were herbivores, thrived in lowland wetlands, sparse forests, and moved in herds. But here's where it gets interesting. Gomphothere were discovered in India, the very birthplace of the Airavata myth. And in South America, ancient stone carvings depict towering fortis beasts worshipped like gods. So, imagine a villager stumbles upon a skeleton, massive, regal, for majestic tusks gleaming in the sun. It's not hard to believe they had found the elephant of the gods. You see? Our world was once home to creatures straight out of legend, and maybe what we call myth is just memory in disguise. So, next time you hear a story that sounds too strange to be true, ask yourself, what if it is? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next.